Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jess, and this is Roll for Movie Podcast. I'm here with my best friend Brian,
Hello.
and this is a podcast where each week we take dice and roll for a new movie to watch on a list of cult classics we made with the help of the internet. We have 12 genres and a ton of nostalgia to get through. Here's the catch. I have not seen most of these movies, while my co hosts have seen almost all of them. So please join us while we compare their nostalgia, my surprise, and several other opinions on this journey through hundreds of the internet's favorite movies. Well, Brian, we made it to episode 2. This week we are discussing Hoosiers, which is number 6 on our top 10
Hoosiers, by the way. Hoosiers.
Well, you almost said it right that time.
It's Hoosiers.
It is number 6 on our top 10 sports movies of all time.
Should not be.
Created by the internet, not by us.
Internet got it wrong this time.
It was released in the year 1986. It is considered a sports drama. We have some pretty big name male actors starring in this. Gene Hackman as Coach Norman Dale, Barbara Hershey as Myra Fleener, and Dennis Hopper as Shooter Flatch.
Is that the drunk guy?
Yes, I do believe that is the drunk guy.
Just making sure. I don't know.
Yeah, that is one of the characters that stood out that we'll probably discuss through this whole thing.
Definitely. 100%.
He's a pretty big name actor, and I guess in 1986 he would have been probably either at the beginning or middle of his prime. I'm not that familiar with his career specifically.
I like his character in the movie.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, they made you really invest.
We'll get into that. I do want to discuss a little bit of the summary, go through the movie here and see what we thought of it.
Let's do it.
I would say that if you guys think we have a long introduction to our podcast, it is nothing compared to the credit intro of this movie.
Holy crap. The longest intro I've seen in a while.
I do think that's progression we've made as society making movies is we shortened those introductions.
Or we could just put more names on the screen at once, maybe?
I think that wherever he was driving from, we saw
the long drive.
We saw the whole road trip.
Yeah.
We saw everything.
It kind of felt like a. You haven't seen the 007 movies, have you?
No, I have not.
They also have extremely long entrances into the movies. They remind me of those, and it was a lot. But this one, like in the James Bond movie, there's like guns and like crazy. This is just a guy driving.
Yeah. It does really set the time period though, right? Because it shows his car. If you look inside of his car while he's driving, he's got that handle on his steering wheel that helps him crank because they didn't really have power steering. I think he's driving in a suit, which like why? Why would you do that ever?
I think we should bring the suits back.
I agree, but not for road trips.
Or not. You gotta look good. What if you like pop a tire? You gotta change it in a suit.
Wouldn't you get grease on the suit?
Yeah, but that just makes you look more manly.
Fair enough. Okay, Brian's starting a petition. If you'd like to sign it, go to brianspetitions.com and sign it for everybody wears suits to change tires in 2026.
Fun fact, that is not an actual real website.
Oh, we should start it. Okay, so we do see Coach Dale finally arrive in Hickory, Indiana.
Finally,
I say that, extended out. He is there to take over coaching a high school basketball team that has recently lost their coach due to a death, I believe. And immediately he is hit with skepticism. Almost everybody he runs into doesn't really want to talk to him, is short with him, is kind of blows him off or questions him, and he catches on right away.
They have a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? They're very nose in the air without even having anything to like be that about.
Judgmental.
No, not just like snooty. They think like they're the best basketball team ever, but they haven't won a championship in years.
They're stuck in their ways for sure. I would totally agree. I don't know Snooty's hard because they are such a country town that
Okay, sorry, they're country snooty.
okay, I could buy into that. I like that. Country Snooty. That's their next mascot. So he does just
Better
kind
than Hoosiers.
it kind of digs right in, right? And he makes it clear that he has a specific coaching style and he does not care if the players, the parents, the fans, who buys into it. He believes this is the way to coach basketball. At his first practice, he makes his rules clear: discipline, respect, passing focused offense, not selfish play. And I think it's the first practice that maybe one of the first few we see him kick a player off the team. He has like 7 guys and he kicks one off.
Yeah,
And
it was a bold move.
peer pressure, the best friend, I'm assuming, follows. So we lose 2 players right off the bat from his
And I
7-man
believe a
roster.
coach. It wasn't his assistant coach being a twat.
I thought the assistant coach was a prince. Oh, that was the guy filling in. That
Yeah,
was the
he was a
interim
club coach, and
coach.
he thought he knew better than this guy.
Yeah.
This guy,
I
good dog.
think I think the assistant coach is the principal though, because we see him get sick.
No, no, the guy that he kicked off the court, the father.
Right, that was the interim head
Yeah,
coach. Yeah. So he gets him out of there. He says, "Get the heck out. Get the heck out to the players, or this is what we're going to do." He immediately explains that they're going to be focusing on defense and passing and fundamentals and no shooting. I can appreciate several of those facts, not all of them. We'll dive into that as we get to hot takes. Then we kind of progress to there's a meeting at like a barber shop where they drill him on what defenses he's going to run and all of these things. And he kind of ends up cutting it off and says, "Look, I'm here to teach basketball. I know the game. I love the game. If your boys want to play basketball, let's do it. If not, I'm not your guy."
I gotta be honest with you. I didn't even know there was a zone in man defense in basketball. Did not know that was a thing. I thought that was only football.
No, it's definitely a defensive verbiage that is highly used. I don't recommend any team only uses one or the other, but I'm not a coach, so I do know basketball pretty well. I played it I grew up on basketball, one could say.
One of the things she grew up on that wasn't movies. There's so many more.
There's so many more that aren't movies. However, I think I've never experienced the idea of the town telling the coach what to do. I've seen parents pressure coaches. I've seen that type of thing, but it's on a much smaller scale. So that fact was fascinating to me, seeing these parents pressure them, seeing them being in front of the school in pep rallies and the students try to pressure the team. This is something, even though we grew up in a small town, we didn't experience it to that extent.
I feel like this is a smaller town, which is can't even comprehend that if you think about it. Smaller town, this is all they have
Different times, right?
at different times.
I'd be curious to see if that was real. I hear from maybe somebody that grew up in the 80s in that sports world in a small town to see if there really was that much community pressure. I'd be curious because I have no idea. We grew up in a small town,
I mean,
but
this movie was based off a true story, wasn't it?
I think you might tell us that later in your trivia facts.
We'll find out.
All right. Early on, we get to the games, and he immediately makes a statement, benching some players that are playing really well, scoring points, to get them to pass 4 times before shooting. 4 times. He's made that a rule. He makes it super clear before the game, leading up to the game, all of the things. And one of the kids breaks that rules. I don't know that character's name. I'm sorry.
That kid gets benched like every other game.
Feels like that.
Yeah, he kept getting in trouble.
And he says, "We'll play with 4 because we only have 5. I would rather play with 4 than be disrespected." I don't know that I fully agree with that because is he more focused on himself there or the betterment of the team? He makes it seem like he's focused on the betterment of the team and that he's doing this for them. But at some point, is his pride as a coach mixing in too far?
Well, that's part of the story, isn't it? He got kicked out of college basketball for being a bit overbearing, prideful, kept getting fights, starting fights, all the fun stuff.
This is kind of his last chance. This is his, if coaching here doesn't work, he's hanging up the boots
Well,
type of
because he
thing.
went into the Navy after the college incidents.
He took a break and now he's trying it one more time. So we see the town, the team. The team continues to struggle. The town continues to pressure the coach. We do learn a little bit more about why this famous best player they keep showing, who never misses a shot. I say that under quotation marks because everybody misses. But every time
I
they see
don't.
this kid shooting, he's making a shot. And they show that he refuses to play because his former coach died and he just wants nothing to do with it. They show Coach Dale repeatedly try to recruit him back to the team. And then they also show him reach out to Shooter Flatch, who has up till this point just been portrayed as a local alcoholic, a shit show, a father of one of the players, but
Pretty sure we thought he was homeless for like half the movie.
he presents as homeless. Like when you
He
look at his
does.
clothes, they're very ragged, he looks haggard, he looks beat up, and we start to learn that he actually knows the game of basketball. Even though he's haggard, even though he's an alcoholic, he's a terrible father, or appears to be a terrible father. They
Son's not the biggest fan.
they portray him that way. He knows the game of basketball, and Coach Dale recognizes that. So he shows up at his house, gives him kind of a ultimatum, and says, "I want you to help me, but it can't be you cannot show up drunk. That's it. Alcohol or basketball, pick one." And there's some kickback from Shooter saying, "I can be drunk and know the game still," and it's shot down immediately. Nope, here's your options. And Dale shows up, or sorry, Shooter shows up for Dale. He
He looked actually really clean.
wore a suit.
Yeah.
Your guy wore a suit,
Well, I mean, as you do.
as you do. He was changing tires and suits left and right.
A little greasy.
We see him show up on the bench, be a part of the team. We see Coach Dale get thrown out over technical fouls. We'll talk about this, but I think it was purposeful. I think he was challenging Shooter to step up. But we see this happen, but we also see Shooter continue to struggle with the drinking and be unreliable. While that's all occurring, the team's getting better. They're improving, they're buying into the four passes, they're buying into defense. They're not as selfish of players, but despite all of that, the town continues to grow in frustration. We see some weird stick breaking events happen between the female teacher and Coach Dale, where she tells him the town's holding a meeting to challenge his coaching ability. I don't remember. It was either like corn husking. It wasn't corn husking, but it was something like
I
that.
think it was corn husking, or
It was there were sticks involved.
it was a lot of sticks.
Anyway, they show up to the town meeting and Coach Dale says, "Look, I am me. Me is I. This is how I coach. Four passes before you shoot. Defense first. Be a good human. If you don't want me here, I will leave, but I'm not going to change to fit your needs. You have to accept me as me." And Jimmy, the man that does not miss, Steph Curry reenacted. Actually, Steph Curry before Steph Curry was a thing.
Way before Steph Curry.
I don't even think he was
Like
alive.
20 years. He probably wasn't.
Walks into the meeting and says, "Hey, I will play again. I will never miss a shot again because that's what I do. But
I don't remember
only
him saying that particularly,
he
but
didn't say that. I'm sorry, I'm being a bit dramatic because they portray him as like
the
the man that
second
never
coming.
misses. Anyway, he raises his hand and says, I'll come back, I'll play, but only for Coach Dale. Keep him. We want him. So the town votes
Sorry, I could not help it.
to keep Coach Dale, and Jimmy returns to the team. And immediately they start winning. They improve significantly, which I get that. There are, especially in the high school level, certain players that elevate your team. Support that 100%. Shooter begins taking it more seriously. He turns his life around a tidbit. Everybody is moving in a positive direction. The Hickory Hoosiers earn a spot in the state tournament as a obvious clear underdog to this tournament. And during one of the tournament games, Coach Dale is ejected and Shooter has to step up. Coach, get past his anxiety, be sober, be a leader. And he does it. He steps up. The team wins. He proves that he can do it, which Dale knew the whole time. And the team advances through the tournament, gaining statewide attention. They reach the state championship game. They are up against a much larger, possibly more talented, or at least more availability to scout players, but a bigger school. And they walk into the gym, and this is the part, one of the most famous parts of the movie. And I gotta call you out a little bit
I
here,
had
bro.
no idea what's happening. I was like, why the fuck is he measuring it?
Yep.
That's weird.
The measuring tape comes out. He gives a speech, and Brian was concerned that there needed to be a measuring tape in the scene.
Why do you have to measure it? Didn't make sense.
Well, if you zoom out, they walk into this gym that's basically almost an arena compared to where they've been
Oh, it
playing.
was huge. It was really cool.
The coach's point is there's more seats, there's probably cameras, there's all of this stuff around us, but the court, the part that matters, the hoop, the court, the lines on the court are all the same size. They're all the same distance. The shots you take every day from the 3-point line, from the free throw line, the layups, everything about that remains the same. The only thing bigger is the crowd.
Which after you explained that, it made way more sense and it made it more meaningful of a moment.
And it's a huge, powerful moment if you know the game of basketball. The idea of what he's trying to represent to the players is really important. He's trying to ground them and not allow them to be overtaken by the moment, the excitement, the anxiety. It's like walking into their Super Bowl for the first time. You know, it's
Yeah.
probably not that big, but this is the biggest.
it's their state championship. It's pretty close.
It's the biggest they've ever been at this point.
The biggest they might ever be.
That's true. Probably will ever be for some of the seniors.
100%.
So we watched the game. It's a close game.
Oh, wait, you left the part out. Shooter got drunk, didn't make it to the game, ended up in rehab.
Yes. That happens actually before this game.
Yep.
He fails. And
Bottoms out.
Dale basically tells him, go clean yourself up, man.
Yeah.
Basketball can't fix this. You have to fix this. And he goes to rehab, which is huge.
Oh, it's huge.
And he listens to the game, the final game, and he's dancing and jumping on beds and freaking out the nurse.
From a medical field professional person, he was driving that nurse fucking nuts.
Yeah, if she wasn't bought in.
Yeah, 100%.
You're right. Thank you for pointing out that I
You're
missed
welcome.
that. So he's not there. We get down to the final moments of the game. Coach sets up a play for Jimmy. I never miss shooter.
Should be I never miss. That's his nickname.
It is for me.
Yeah.
They run the play. Jimmy shoots. He makes it.
And the crowd went wild.
Everybody goes wild. Hickory wins the state championship.
Movie's over.
Well, there's There's a little bit more of
They'd
like a
show a picture and then it ended
congratulations, but it ends rapidly.
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 No explanation, no nothing.
So now that we've finished the summary, Brian, what do you think? A little quick.
I feel like the character development was huge throughout the entire movie, and then at the end, they let it all drop. They dropped the ball. Jimmy scored, but the producers, the directors dropped the fucking ball. There was no sass. Like, even there was a build-up part that I remember that sticks out to me, where the coach is being interviewed by the local newspaper or the school newspaper, and they're like, "Are you going to come back next year?" And even his love interest is like, "Yeah, answer the question." Doesn't answer the question. We don't know. And then Shooter, they build up this character to be like, he's gonna be an awesome assistant coach. He's gonna be there for the championship when they win. And then right before the peak, he drops off and they've put him in rehab. I feel like there could have been better. Like, why have all that character development? Just let it drop.
So before we get into, you know, any further in the podcast, I will say somebody actually going to rehab and taking that step
Oh, it's huge.
is character development. That's the one I'll argue. A lot of the
It's
other
good.
ones, the players, the relationship one, those did just fall off. But Shooter, at least for the first time in his life, taking a step for himself that somebody else didn't take, that was character development.
I feel like if they would have had him go to rehab before the championship game, so he could have been there, that would have been more meaningful. But
But it's
I
more
understand
truthful, right?
it's more
Like it's
truthful.
more honest that this was bigger than basketball. This ruined basketball for him as a player, as an opportunity to be a coach, and then in this moment again as an opportunity to be a coach because he didn't fix it.
But then here's my thing: why have him go to rehab and then just end the story?
Well, if it's based on a true story like you stated,
I know, but still have some, like, explain, like, was he successful or was he unsuccessful? Like, don't get me invested in characters with this amazing character development to just drop it off at the end where I'm sitting here going, what the fuck just happened?
yeah,
Like, they won the championship, but what happened to the characters that I've invested in? And what, it was like 2 hours, an hour and 30 minutes. It was like a long movie.
yeah, somewhere in there.
Like, don't get me hyped on these people and then just don't tell me their story.
Well, I think movies were a little more honest in that fact back then because by the time the championship would have rolled around, his whole problems weren't solved. And so in the 80s, they represented movies to that point. Maybe nowadays in 2026, they would have wrapped it up tighter to fit the movie window. But that's not the time period this movie was made in.
That's a good perspective. I still wish I knew what happened to the characters that I have invested my time into.
I don't think you're wrong. I'm just trying to maybe give a reason why it was portrayed this way. Because I do think if this movie was made now
It
or
would
in
be
the last
better.
20 years, even, maybe not better, but it would have been wrapped up differently. I agree. It would not have wrapped up the same way.
Yeah, because at the end they just show you the championship picture, the fact that they got the banner, and then that's it. They cut rapid fire, like boom, we're done. Movie's over. Good day.
So, for the sake of the nostalgia goggles, this was your first time watching it. Make
The
it
first time I remember watching it, probably seen it when I was younger. I just don't remember it.
for the sake of the nostalgia goggles, was it what you expected it to be?
I expected it to be better,
I agree.
which it was better. Like, the first half of the movie was great. It was the rapid ending that shot it for me. Otherwise, this movie was really good.
For its time, it did its job, but it did not age well.
It did not age well.
So let's jump into fire starters from there. Do you have any hot takes or any thoughts on the movie? Because obviously you have some concerns.
Well, My first one is the lady, I think it was his love interest. She said, in small towns, private is kept private. Now, we're both from a small town.
We are.
That's complete bullshit.
I agree.
Everything that's private is known by everybody.
I would say, though, that's something that a small town person would say is a lie, though.
Yeah, that's true. But I felt like in the movie she meant it.
She believed it. This small town was more farm than our small town is, though.
That's true.
So mine is also a little bit of disagreement. My first thought is no shooting at a basketball practice is fucking crazy. I am not okay with that. I believe shooting should be practiced every day if you're serious about basketball. I don't think it should be the center point because I am a defensive minded sports person, as you know.
Yep.
But you have to shoot the ball. You have to get that muscle memory, that touch. And if you don't, you cannot be successful in the long term. Just throwing that out there.
That's a fair point.
All right. What's your next one?
Yeah, my next one is people in rural Indiana are fucking crazy.
Any specifics to add on to that? Or
The way that they went after this coach for doing things differently was insane.
it does feel like comparable to what we picture Texas football, right? We're from California, so we don't live it that way.
Yeah.
But it does, like, even in Pee Wee football,
I mean,
we
there's
imagine
bigger
Texas.
things in kids' sports for us. Apparently, in those areas, no offense to Indiana, Texas, or any of those southern states.
I mean, I think we perceive it that way, right? That's not
fair.
our culture in California.
It's not.
We play sports, we love sports, but we use them as a backyard game more than a center point of our culture.
Like, I can't imagine our middle school flag football team being the most important thing in our town.
Right.
That doesn't make sense to me.
But is there a most important thing in our town? That's the thing.
I don't know, dude.
There's not a center point focus that you could put on a map like we can for, and mind you, we're not in Texas, we're not in Indiana, so we don't know if these are just tropes, right? But I mean, I think people who don't live in California think we're surfing right now.
That's true because, everywhere in California is LA.
Or the beach.
Yeah.
There's LA, San Francisco, and then Oregon.
Yeah.
All right. Gyms were way fucking cool.
Yeah. You mentioned this.
The basketball gyms were awesome. Now, I will say the high school here locally in the town we currently live in is similarly built to this, and you could tell it's old, and I love it. It makes me want to play basketball in it. Basketball gyms nowadays, half the time you're sitting in the corner as a fan, or you're like butted up against it's an afterthought gyms. Back then, they're beautiful. It feels like a play or like a stage for fans to watch where the fans are above them, and I think that's so cool as a sports addict, as a basketball player. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, the stadium, not the stadiums, the basketball court, like
The gyms,
were
the way it's
awesome.
built.
Yeah.
I wish.
Ours were not that cool.
No.
The refs were dirty. Now, I don't know about what it was like when you play basketball, but were the refs that dirty?
I think everybody has a moment in their life as an athlete or a fan of sports where they disagree with a ref's call.
Yeah, but the refs were straight dirty in this. Well, at least they were portrayed as dirty.
They're portrayed as dirty.
Yeah.
Which is because we saw it from a Hoosiers perspective, right?
That's
and it's
fair.
just like a fan or a player at all times, not all times, at some time in each of our fan career or player careers, we have felt that the refs were against our team. And
as a Niners fan, the refs are always against my team.
That's an issue for another podcast. All right, here's mine. In 2026, or even really the last 20 years, benching a player because they did not pass it 4 times and you do not have a replacement, benching a player And not being able to put a fifth player on the court would not fly in 2026. That is not okay. I made a comment that communities are really overly passionate in this movie. However, parents would come for this coach if he played 4 just because this player was not passing the ball. This would not fly in 2026.
Huh. That's, I think you're right on that.
Parents would speak up.
Parents
Karens
would
of the
flip out.
world unite.
Do you think they would stab the coach?
No.
Would they call his manager?
Yes.
100%. My next one is, I was curious during this whole movie because you were a basketball player in your childhood. Did this make you reminisce?
Yes. Oh my gosh, especially when I fell in love with the gyms and I saw the competitive level escalate. I miss sports, competition, all of those things so much. I would love to be back out on the court if my knee could allow me to run at any capacity.
Walking is difficult for you, let's be honest.
At this point, my knee is hanging on by a thread.
Literally.
But if I could play again, I would in a second.
I know, I've seen you at your nephew's game on the court, or on the side.
I can't even sit.
No, it's ridiculous.
If somebody I know and love is playing, my competitiveness
stress level is
peaks
through the roof. I could see the stress is radiating off of you.
Yes, it happened. I think it runs in the family though.
Oh yeah, your brother's the same way.
And my dad's standing up at the top of the stairs. It's
an Anderson thing.
Every Anderson wants to be out on the court themselves. I think it's cool that my brother has had opportunities to coach and get that competitiveness out in a constructive way. And
I think you should too.
What's that?
I think you should too.
I think it would be neat. I think I would be okay as a coach. I don't think that I would be this guy. I don't give a shit about 4 passes.
4 passes, 4 shoot, Jess. 4 passes.
I'll bring a measuring tape to practice though.
There you go. Take the good things from this movie.
I'm going to say a positive. I think the intervention scene where the coach goes to Shooter's house and just breaks it the fuck down.
That was, yeah,
one of the best intervention scenes in a movie still that I've seen.
It hit him hard. You could see it.
It's straight to the point.
Yeah.
And it is accurate. I don't think I've been to a few interventions for family loved ones. You don't actually sit around in chairs and in lawn chairs and fucking pray and all of those things. You make a point and you stand by it. And this was 1-to-1. This wasn't a scene. This was direct, and I appreciated it.
It was good.
It didn't fix it, but it
fixed it for a little bit. But I feel like
it was step one. It was step one.
It was step one.
Yeah. I really only have like 2 more, and they're tiny ones.
I just got the same thing I've been saying since the beginning, since the summary. The movie made you invest in the characters without giving closure.
Yeah.
That's my biggest takeaway from this movie. Like, it was a good movie, and then it just ended without any closure on anything, except for the kids winning the championship. Oh, also the kids were adults.
Yes.
The actors were college kids, but adults nonetheless. Like,
so one of your fun facts last episode was that
they were real players.
They were not necessarily real players, but the actors were chosen based on their basketball ability.
Yeah.
Versus just their acting ability. And I think that really showed.
Oh yeah, it showed, because none of them were like standout characters. Like, the actors were the ones that you got invested in. The kids were just like an afterthought, for me at least. Yeah. I don't know about what your opinion was on that, but there wasn't a kid, I quote, actor that I'm like, oh hey, even Jimmy I didn't miss. You don't even see him very much in the movie.
Jimmy I don't miss. I love that.
Anyway, yeah, that was just my take on it.
All right, my last 2 smaller ones were, number 1, Converse definitely sponsored this film, or in 2026 would have. They were all over the place in this. And my final is when coach went to see his love interest and she was hoeing the ground, there is no goddamn way she would have had her hair down to be hoeing in the dirt. And there's no way. That really drove me absolutely insane. As a female that is a country
You
girl,
don't wear your hair down when you go hoeing?
that's a whole nother conversation. All right, B, let's move on to bold moves. What do you got for your bold moves, sir? What change? What would you switch up? I know you have some disappointment in this movie. I know you have a lot of strong opinions, but give me one thing like genuinely that you think would have improved the movie.
Right after that intervention scene, put Shooter in rehab. Have Shooter at the end of the movie in on the coaching staff for the championship. Don't put him in the hospital for that time. Now I know if this is based off a true story, I don't know if this is that part, but they change crap like that all the time and based off of true movies. I feel like that would have been a necessary change that would have made the movie better.
So, speed up his recovery.
Have him recovered by the end of the movie.
Okay.
I know that's not realistic, but it's a movie. And they made me invest in that character, and I wanted to see him help lead the team to a championship.
So you're more invested in it, that character being a part of the arc of the movie than the truthfulness of the recovery.
Yes.
Fair enough. That's fair. My bold move would have been to make the basketball players, the actors that played in the sport not look like 27-year-olds trying to play high school basketball.
They had more chest hair than I do now.
It did take me out of the realism of the sports scenes. They looked like full-ass
They just
adults.
left the coal mine. You know what I mean? Like they were
And I
grown-ass
get
men.
that they were chosen for their skill level and all of those things, but I think that it did take me out of
They should have had real kids. Like
Yeah, it zoomed me out a bit.
Yeah.
It did. Favorite quotes, B? Did you have any moments in this movie where you were like, that was a cool quote?
I did not.
I have one.
Is it the tape measuring scene?
It's not. It's not. And
that would be
is
the one that that sticks out the most to me when I'm thinking back. Like now that because I was confused at that moment, and then when you explained it, it made sense. I'm like, oh, that's a cool thing to tell your young kids that look like adults.
when the coach went up to the referee to get thrown out on purpose.
Yeah.
He told his team, no, I just want to talk to him for a sec. I just wanted to discuss this with him. And he told him, you got pigeon shit in your eyes. I have a real connection to that quote.
That's a great quote.
I think that's the best quote of the whole movie.
I think you're correct on this one. That's a good one.
There's no specific like music or themes to this movie that stick out to me. Overall, I feel like it was stuck in that true story element, that it didn't really add a bunch of background music to increase things.
I believe there's music. It doesn't none that like stick out. Yeah.
The one that does is the
like
intro song, which
that went on and on.
Yeah.
And on.
And we already kind of went into that.
And on. And on.
But
and on.
Brian, do you have any trivia questions for us? Any info?
Oh, I do. Let's see if we got some trivia questions. Let's see here. Question numero uno is, what actor plays the town's alcoholic assistant coach?
Oh, no. We said this.
We did. First thing you said.
I literally opened the film with this, and now I cannot remember it because we've gone through so many other things. Dennis Hopper.
You cheater.
I looked at my notes.
You cheater.
I looked at my notes, everybody.
Oh. What is the name of the star player who initially refuses to join the team?
I know that one. It is Jimmy Can't Miss the Shooter.
You are correct, but what's his real last name in the movie? Because they say it.
It's Jimmy.
It's Jimmy what?
Oh, I don't know his last name.
Chitwood.
Chitwood.
Yeah, it's very stupid.
Jimmy Chitwood.
So if your last name is Chitwood, I'm sorry. What's unusual about Coach Dell's coaching style compared to what the town people expect?
A lot of things. We talked about a lot of them. Is it the 4 passes? Is
It
it?
is the 4
All
pass.
right.
Okay, here we go. What real life basketball story inspired the movie?
Ooh, I'm gonna go off of a Indiana small town state championship.
The 1954 Indiana State champions, the Milan High School.
I am
You
taking
got
half
it
a point.
half.
I'm
You get
taking half a point.
half a point. What subject does the lead female teach at the school? Is love interest. That they don't give any idea if they actually become a love interest. Like, do they, you know?
Math.
Oh, so close. That's one of the 4 major subjects that they teach.
Subject in school.
She taught English.
Oh, I don't speak that well.
No, you speak Anderson.
Yeah. Any other
Ripping lips.
trivia questions for us today, Beam?
That's it. You did good. You could have done better, but you did okay. You cheated, so that's negative 3 points.
But it's plus at least a half a point, so we're at negative 2.5 total.
That is a solid score.
You know what? I'll take negative 2.5. It's better than
Yeah.
I thought I would do.
For sure.
All right, Brian. We've
Is it
watched
time?
the movie. We've discussed the movie.
Say it.
I need to know out of 10. The scale is 1 to 10. What's your ranking? What's your rating?
This. Between 1 and 10 or 0 and 10?
I guess we could do 0 because if you absolutely dislike a movie, we
Worst
could.
thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, we could do
It's not
0 to
bad.
10.
I will give it. It was a good movie up until the end.
Okay.
So the ending ruined it.
Yeah.
So it's not a 10.
Okay. That's fair. I didn't expect a 10.
Character development was pretty good. They could have done better. This is a middle of the road for me. Let's go 5.
Straight up 5. Brian, lock it in. Straight up 5. I'm going to agree. Straight up 5 from Jess as well. I think my reasons are different. It's one of my favorite sports.
Yep.
It respects the sport as a bigger than just walking out and shooting 3-pointers, which is what the NBA is today. I appreciate that. However, I do think it has aged roughly versus last week's episode where it aged decently.
I'd say The Princess Bride aged very well.
I would lock
But
in
I
with
have a
5.
very biased, nostalgic opinion of The Princess Bride. I don't have that for this movie.
I think this might be an exact agreement from us. 5 out of 10.
Rarely happens.
We don't often agree.
No.
Would you tell people to watch this movie?
No.
No?
I'd say there's better options.
Skip it.
Skip it.
We'll lock it in as a skip it from both of us. I think the idea of the movie is excellent. However, I think it's been redone over and over again, different sports, different timelines.
The ending ruins it for me. If they had a better ending, I'd say watch it, but the ending is just atrocious, doesn't do the whole story justice.
Yeah. If you grew up during this time period, give it a watch. If you didn't, it's fair to skip it. It's fair to support.
I would say if you have a nostalgic opinion of this movie, watch it. If you
Well,
don't,
if you have a nostalgic opinion, you've already watched it.
exactly.
So I'm talking for people who've never
Oh.
seen it.
I'd say rewatch it. Don't watch it. First time. Know what I mean?
Nope, you just contradicted
Okay,
yourself.
hold on. Okay, I'm trying to say if you've seen it, rewatch it. If you love it, if you have the nostalgic opinion,
We're talking if you've never seen it.
don't watch it.
Skip it.
Even if you're born in that time, you've seen better movies since that time.
I disagree. If you grew up in this era, you would appreciate it. In the 50s, in the 80s, anywhere in that era, anywhere in those time period, you can appreciate it. Outside of that, it's a skip it for me.
I think skip it if you haven't seen it already.
Fair enough. I think that we'll go ahead and wrap it up for Hoosiers. Once again, that was number 6 on the internet's top 10 sports movie list. We intend to rank all of those sports movies in the future once we've
This one's
watched.
going to be 10 probably.
Once we've watched all 10 of those sports movies, we'll give our own version of a ranking.
That's fair.
But after we watch a movie, After we talk about it, what do we do, Brian?
We like to roll for movie.
Roll for movie. Brian, go ahead and roll a d12 and give us that genre, please.
That is a 6.
6. 6 is based on a true story, something we haven't done yet. I'm going to roll a d10 and give us which one on the based on a true story list we're going to get. That is also a 6. We're looking at 66 for the roll.
We like 6s, apparently.
Yeah, so does the devil. 6.
Jesus Christ.
The number 6th movie on based on a true story list is Wolf of Wall Street. Brian, I think it's time to put your nostalgia goggles back on and tell me if you've ever seen this movie before.
I've seen it. I like it. Margot Robbie is hot.
That wraps up your entire opinion of it, huh? It's Margot Robbie.
So to sum up this movie is Margot Robbie's hot.
Fair enough. I actually have seen this movie, Brian. We need like a special sound effect.
I will edit in a round of applause right here.
Yeah.
Because
ding, ding, ding. Jess has seen this.
Actually, to be honest, with 200 and some odd movies on our list, our third role is one that you've seen is bonkers.
Bonkers. And also, I agree, Margot Robbie is hot.
Damn right.
However, this movie is a lot.
It's a lot, but Margot Robbie's hot.
Both of those can be true at the same time.
I know, I just like saying Margot Robbie's hot because...
What do you remember about this movie? How do you feel going into watching it again? What are you looking at here?
I'm excited. If I remember correctly, it's a pretty good movie. Exhausting.
Yeah.
Like...
For everybody involved?
Yeah, like watching it is... it's a pretty long movie as well, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't remember how long it is, but I do remember that it is a journey through ups, downs, a lot of highs, literally.
A lot of highs.
A few lows. And
really lows.
Sex, drugs, and not that much rock and roll. Brian, do you have any set secrets for us? Behind the scenes, spoiler-free set secrets?
Yes. The real person who this whole thing is based off of.
Okay, what's his name?
Jordan Belfort.
Okay.
He makes a cameo.
Oh, he's in the movie?
He's in the movie.
Which, can we know the character?
They said, if you blink, you'll miss him.
Oh, I blink a lot.
So he has a very small cameo, and it's just like a guy walking by or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, so he just exists in...
He's there.
Okay. I wonder how much money he made for that.
He probably robbed them, to be honest. Not like actual rob, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of being robbed, Jonah Hill took a major pay cut. He only took bare minimum because he wanted to work with Martin Scorsese.
Oh.
He wanted to be in a Scorsese
and Leo.
movie. And Leo. But he took a massive pay cut just to be in this movie.
I think I would do it too, right? Like if
a legendary actor and director.
Yeah, and I'm already making money from other places.
I think this was before he became majorly successful.
No, it said pay cut though. So he was making money somewhere else.
I mean, he took a massive, so he took the bare minimum for the like their type of union thing. So the minimum was, I think it's like 60,000. So he only made like 60,000.
I could see myself in that position being like, I really want to work with that actor or that director, or I want to tell this story, doing the same thing.
Yes.
I agree with it. I love it.
Yep.
What do you got next?
Let's see. The humming scene with, what's his name?
Oh.
Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
That was totally made up on the spot.
Oh.
And they kept it because it was so good.
Wow.
Yeah. Apparently he does that before that's the way he gets into the mindset of his acting.
So this is a free pitch. I've heard his biography is really good.
I didn't even know he had a biography.
Yeah.
Sounds like...
Non-Spawn, but I've heard his biography is excellent.
Well, our next one is one I can appreciate. Our next fun fact. This was Margot Robbie's breakout role.
Yeah, it was. She broke
And I
out
see why.
every ounce of her own self.
Yeah, she did. Let's see. Leo DiCaprio helped produce it. He wasn't just acting, he produced the film, was a major reason it got made. Good for him. He made his own job.
He did it. He did a
And
thing.
that is the end of our fun facts.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Brian. I really had a good time watching Hoosiers and watching you be miserable at the
Oh,
end of it.
it was such a good movie. Why'd they ruin it?
Yeah.
I mean, they at that time they didn't ruin it. My opinion is they ruined it by, you know what I mean. I've stated it thousands of times in the last 40 minutes.
Well, guys, we'll see you next time when we roll for movie.